Hello, everybody. And now we have eye movements. Okay, so this is module 7 on eye movements. Now, I am not going to explain all the variations of looking up, right, left, because they are in the manual. And I don't do that when I train either, because people are more than capable of reading it. Many have learned it already in NLP. I'm not going to take up time from the training, time from practice, which is the most important thing, when they can read it. I'm not going to talk about Francine Shapiro and all the other bits and pieces to do with that, because the history of it is in there, and the story with Bandler and Grinder. So now, eye movements. Okay, why do we use them? It's the neuroscience behind it, okay? And again, I'm not going to get into that. I'm just going to say that all of these things, anything that is psychosomatic, they activate the GABA waves inside the brain. And we don't need to explain that to our clients. I am not a neuroscientist. I am not going to get into that. Okay, we just know that it is scientifically proven and it is backed up by science, by neuroscience, and that is as much as we need to know. Now, the way I explain it to many clients is that what I'm looking for after I've done those diagrams, I'm looking for those things that get that physically manifest in their body, that they can feel. I say it's like the frog in your throat. People understand that. They know that feeling that comes up behind their eyes and makes them want to cry, or indeed cry. I will say that to my practitioners and I say it to my clients. So you can say that too. I always say I am not magic. I cannot turn that frog. I cannot take that frog away, but I can turn it back into frog spawn or a tadpole. And this is true because of that diagram that we've got. We're really good at letting it go. We're helping get rid of the poo so that they just go, where's one of my balls? Sorry. So that instead of going like that, they're just like that. And that is what we're after. So, because when we have sleep, natural sleep, we have REM, rapid eye movement. And when something horrible has happened to us during the day, I know somebody maybe beeped you with a horn. And I say this to my clients as well. So you can say this in your training, because people will ask you, how do I explain this to a client? This is how, okay? So it's like when we have sleep at night, we have REM, rapid eye movement, and our eyes go left and right, and they pocket what's happened to us during the day, something that's not very nice. You know, we've had an argument, falling out with somebody, misunderstanding, somebody's beeped their horn, and we're like, what did I do? That night we sleep on it, and our eyes go left and right, and they pocket what's happened to us during the day into our the hippocampus, where it belongs. Now, when there's something not very nice, and we know this already because we've said when we're trapped and when we're like this, when our adrenaline is flowing, because remember, adrenaline is a memory fixer. So it's an AMPA receptor, that poo is stuck on there. So that thing is stuck on there. And then it's like anything similar, a smell, a sound, just the music, the name of somebody, it can just make you go like that. Going into a certain area, a house, we just get senses. And we all know this, and nobody can put the words on that. It's a gut feeling. So it's all felt. You see, sometimes there just aren't enough words, and it is a feeling. Okay, so that is what we are clearing for people. And the feeling can be a swirl, it can be it can be whatever it is. And because I've trained you already, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's what people will draw out onto their paper. However, at the moment we're doing eye movements. So I'm explaining that that's what I'm looking for, is that those big things. I want the big frogs. I want those feelings, that the things they feel on their chest or on their shoulders, in their lower back, in their limbs, wherever. I want those things that they feel. and that make them maybe clench their teeth, because everybody will hold it somewhere different. And that's when we have this bit going on, which is the homework that I would give to a client. Age, can you see that? Age, significant emotional event, or it could be a feeling. Now, do you know what? You could put trauma. I used to put trauma. I used to say trauma. I'll put that a bit closer so you can see it. In England, I don't here because I'm not allowed, because I'm in North Carolina. But do you know what? I prefer significant emotional event or a feeling. And we're not looking for the good ones. So if somebody says, well, all of them, because a wedding is a significant emotional event, the birth of somebody, of a child, you know, if it's all gone well, that is a significant emotional event. No, we're looking for the bad ones. We've already explained that. And then out of 10, how much that still upsets them. Of course, we've got rulers, so we're going for the 12. Now, and that, and most people use that. That is the significant units of distress. I do say that in every single one, but so many people, when they're doing the test, they go, I don't know what the SUD is. The SUD is the significant units of distress, disturbance. It depends where you've been and learnt it. Okay, so that is what we're looking for. 10 being those really horrible ones, and 0, absolutely nothing at all. So I know you know this. Okay, so that is what we would give to a client as well, at some point, whether it be just after this, after the barrel of life, after the sometimes you've just got to let your practitioners go with where they know it's going to flow. Okay, but that would be the homework. I don't give that to little children. I don't. Okay, would I do that for a teenager? Yeah, I would, because they know. And I always say, and I don't want the story. Okay, I don't want the story. I just want dad left, dog died, something like that. Okay, and that's all we want. Now, go back to the eye movements. So that is how we're explaining it, of what we're looking for, so that we can we know that we want to be clearing those big things. We may or may not have set up anchors yet. If you were doing this with an adult, and just there is no need for bunnies, okay? However, I'm telling you right now, you'll be very surprised. Adults do love the bunny. Okay, they do love that. You can just say, have you ever done shadow puppets? You can use this, because we are going to pinch it out anyway. And everybody knows shadow puppets. And because we're doing inner child, a lot of it, like I say, I want you to understand that you can train this and do it for all different types of things. You can do it for phobias, all sorts of things. But I am training it so it is for inner child work. However, I'm telling you right now, I use it for everything. But that, and so sometimes I just use my finger. If you already use a light pen, then use a light pen. There will be people on here who are also your practitioners, will say to you, oh, well, I've done the blast technique. Oh, well, I've done havening. Oh, I've done this, I've done that. And you can say to them, great. Then you can use this as another one, and use it in between. Just say, oh, great. Okay, there's no need to go to, I don't want anybody to go, no, you can only do this. All right, just go, that's lovely, well done. That's really good. So when I have discovered that people are finding the eye movements difficult to do. Now, so the way we set it up, we want the client to be feet on the floor, hands on their lap. So this is if we're doing it online. If we're doing it in person to an adult and we're sat opposite them, that's what we want as well. If we're on the floor, legs kind of cross-legged all over the place, that's fine, because they're on the floor, they're vulnerable anyway. So that bit doesn't matter. If I'm in person, I will actually always sit to the side because I don't want to be in the view of somebody while I'm doing the eye movements. I want my hand over there. If I'm on Zoom, I've actually got to really try and focus on their eyes anyway. So I do sit in front. If I'm on the floor, I'm generally a little bit skew-if anyway, so that I'm not in their line of fire. Now, why don't we want that? Well, it's because they're focusing on that thing, and I don't want that thing aimed at me. So it's fine for them to be doing it like that. Okay. And that's all it really is. I would just prefer not to have any negativity thrown my way, and I'm sure you would too. Now, so we're not right up close to somebody. So if I'm going to do this side, that's too far. That's fine. Okay. And so that's like 1.5 feet. All right. I think maybe 2. But we don't want to be right across from the room. Okay. And in fact, when I'm on the floor with the width of the paper, that's about what it is, the width of the paper. Now, but we don't want to be right in somebody's face. The speed of it, again, this is very interesting, isn't it? The speed. Some people go too slowly. All right. And when it's too slow, the conscious mind comes in and it just comes in and it starts going, well, what are they doing? But you're doing that, and they don't have time because they're following. Again, it's keeping the head still, and we don't hold their head. So keeping the head still, we say, and if they are doing that, just go, and keeping your head still and just following the bunny fingers, following my fingers. Okay, that's all you have to say. You don't have to go, there's no telling somebody off. It's just in keeping your head still. Okay, so with the first set, I always just do straight across. Just straight across, because we're getting somebody used to it. All right. At that point, you can see how well they are at tracking it, how good they are. Some people have eyes in both watches. Some people then go, oh, I need to take my glasses off. I think it is probably better with glasses off. Some people will just not be able to follow it as well at all. You'll go one eye, or they just don't move. So now you know. Does it work as well if somebody has one eyeball? Yes, it does. I have done it with somebody with one eyeball. Works just as well. And it was a glass eye. So the other eyeball was working. Now, so that's the first set of, and this is what we say with the first set. Good. Well done. That's right. Let it go. Let it go. Running your mind through that thing. Running your mind through it. There's so many different things that you can say, or running your mind through the feeling. That's right. Just let it go. Let it go. Good, good, good. Let it go. Let it go. That's right. Good job. Well done. Well done. Good, good, good. Well done. Well done. Good, good, good. You do it for about 40 passes, like 1, 2, 3, go. You don't want to over tie them. You don't want it do it for 2 minutes. That's too long. And then, and I make that noise and we pull it out. Okay, so let's break that down. And I think what I'm going to do in future trainings is I'm just going to get everybody just to do the first set first. Okay, so I know I have done it where it's bundled up, but I am now going to, moving forward, I am going to train it that everybody is just doing that set first. So it's just broken down, broken down, broken down. I think it will be a lot easier for people because I think it's potentially overwhelming is what I've discovered. People are like, they get confused. So it's the first set, okay? And the reason why, and again, this is in the test, the reason why we say good, good, well done, excellent, well done. That is because the person may never have heard any praise ever. Now they're getting big time reward, or even if they do get rewards and they are told, well done, they're getting them again. Yes, they're doing it correctly. Okay, even if their eyes are going all over and if their head's turning, all you have to do is, and keeping your head still, that's it, well done, and moving. So then you're repeating it. And then the noise is like a suction. It's a massive pattern interrupt when somebody comes in and takes that like that. And it works. Okay, it's like people can literally feel it's being taken out. And you can say, Bunny's got it, or I've got it, or, I say either or, okay? Just depends. It's usually if I'm doing an adult, I've got it. With a child, Bunny's got it. If I'm doing the bunny talk and I've told the client for their inner child, I'm doing bunny talk, and we've spoken about anchoring with bunnies, then I will say Bunny's got it, okay? I've got it. Boop. So I would then practice that. Okay, that is what I am going to do moving forward, so that everybody's happy with that bit. Break it down into the next bit, which is then those words. Now, I got those words from training with Nick Davies, okay, but I have changed them. I like the fact that they are used. And then I found out that they were actually Roy Hunter has got them in his book, and the Gestalt as well, and they're in the Bible. So taking the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding is in the Bible, and so I use it. And Nick has different words anyway, or one different word. So, but I'm using the ones from the Bible, taking the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding. Now, so that you can process it in a way that is safe and right for you. So I am then doing the figure of 8. Why am I doing the figure of 8? Because it's accessing all those IQs. We are covering visual, we're covering emotional, but winging it straight back up into through the auditory and back into visual again. So it's a really nice pattern. I like it. It's very tiring for the eyes, so it cannot be used the whole time. So I like to use it with those words. And then it's that's right again. That's right. Good, 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 good. Well done. And then I've added putting it, or you could say placing it, it's your choice, and putting it in the right place in your brain so that it never needs to bother you again. Now, putting it. So now they're doing something with it. What is it? It's their it, whatever it is for them. Putting it in the right place in your brain, so I'm talking to them, your brain, so that it never needs to bother you again. Okay? Never needs to bother you again. Now, that means the presupposition is that it won't, all right, bother them again. The right place in their brain, well, if we want to, it could be the hippocampus. It doesn't matter. They just know it's going in the right place for them. Now, we would then say, good, good, well done. And now the reason why I then do jaggy bits is often if I'm not getting any eye flickers, and I want the eye flickers, and that encourages them. I want the eye flickers because then that means I can see them processing it. When there is when I can see the eye flickers, they kind of do a little like judder. I go, so I'm scribbling it into their eyeballs. That's right. Well done. So say somebody has got their eyes are moving. Well done. Good. That's right. Good. Good eye movement. And taking the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding so that you can process it in a way that is safe and right for you. Good job. Well done. Excellent. Excellent. Well done. Good, 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 good. Bunny's got it. Deep breath in through the nose and out. And then we always pattern interrupt. What's your favorite bird? What's your favorite flower? What's your favorite jungle animal? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Pattern interrupt. And then we ask them, how are they feeling? Okay. So let's just go back over that again. The first one is doing that. Okay. Good. Well done. Well done. And then Bunny's got it. Yes. We do a pattern interrupt then again and checking where they are and where they are on the scale. And then we would do the figure of 8 again. Now, it's what I'd like to do is probably with then in the training I will do it on somebody, probably even before I've done these eye movements, so that they already know that I'm going to do pattern interrupts, so that they know about the scaling of with the ruler, so that they know then that we're actually dealing with things on here or the body or anything. But I just wanted to do this eye movements one together. So the training of this, okay, so go over how it about the lump in the throat, what we're actually doing, and that we aren't magic. We are wanting them to do this. We're going to take that down, and so that everybody understands that. You're going to have to answer the questions. I have no idea what they'll ask. Practice the first set of eye movements. Okay, practice that. Letting it go. Good, well done. Bunny's got it. Pattern interrupt. And how does your body feel now? And where are you on your scale? Okay, great. So we say we've got it down to 7 out of 10 or 12. Then we do the eye movements, the figure of 8 with the words. Now I would then get them just to practice that section. Now, yes, there is a variation, because sometimes when I'm doing the eye movements, I say, and taking the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding from that feeling, so that you can process it in a way that is safe and right for you. Good, good, well done. Or I might say, and taking the wisdom and the knowledge and the understanding from that event, so that you can process it in a way that is safe and right for you. Good job, well done. There are variations of that feeling, event, and that's okay. Or you can just say it. I don't want people to get too tied up in it or too worried, but they are going to have to practice it and just remember those words. But it's not difficult, because there's actually only really 2 sentences, because they're repeating the first one again after they've said putting it in the right, or placing it in the right place in your brain, so that it never needs to bother you again. And then they're repeating the first one. So it's I think it is quite easy. But what I'm going to do moving forward is I'm going to train those separately, so that people are practicing that, then they're practicing that bit, and then we can bring it all together. So, but every single person's different. Sometimes, and this is why there's no one training is the same, because you could be doing this with one person, and they can go through all of their issues really quite quickly. You've got others who come down in 0.5. Oh, it's now 6.3. It's now 6. They're very analytical people, these people. It's now 5.8. It's now, and your arm is like killing you at the end, because it's going down really, really slowly. But they're going down. Now, sometimes, again, we have to train this. Sometimes when you've done the first set, you're going to get tears, because now they're feeling their feelings. We've opened it up. We've activated them right into it. And all you do is encourage, please. We say, good, well done, let it go, that's right, scream, swear. And I get people screaming, swearing. I had one person be sick. Do not be scared of that cathartic release, and tell your practitioners it's okay. And gradually, and it may even go up. So, and that's okay too, because sometimes it's got to go up before it comes down. And what does go up comes down. So it's like, so it's about, it's okay, because I mean, can you imagine if you've got that and then go, oh, I'm scared, oh no, let's stop this. That's just like, no. Okay. So we carry on and we bring it down. And it is so true. This has happened to me so many times that it's come down. And then eventually, you know, it's like we're able to change the colors. I'm going to do that in a different video. So I hope that helps. And of course, we'll be doing it all in person as well to cover any questions. Any questions on this? Write them down so that we can cover each section again in the comments or wherever. Okay, take care. Bye.